The invitation of discipleship is to discover more about who God is, who we are in relation to him, to be formed by him, and to participate in the renewal and redemption of all things. What an invitation, and what a people group to explore that invitation with. Now, my uni years weren't the only formative times in my discipleship. That's ridiculous. That's an entire life's journey. But they were huge. Uni was the first time that I decided to give up some of my TV time to read my Bible and pray. It was the first time I consistently fasted for something. It was the first time that I organised and ran an alpha course, which, to be fair, I bought powdered soup for, which was supposed to be heated on a hob, but we only had a microwave, and it was horrendous. It was terrible, but we were learning. It was the first time that I started to explore how I might creatively engage with Scripture and help others engage with Scripture. When we took some time with a group of international students to use candles and darkness and silence to think about Joseph's experience of isolation and loneliness in prison. It was the time where I sat with a friend while she was processing her brother having a life-threatening operation, and when I cried out desperately for a relative of my own who was in life-threatening danger. Those years were so potent, not just for me, but for my friends too, for those who are Christians and those who weren't Christians. They were hugely formative for all of us, to our worldview, theologically, yes, but also relationally, in terms of our perspectives on money and career and our identity. Those years are formative years. The question is who and what is contributing to that formation. When we look in Scripture at Jesus' discipling of his disciples and also the wider group of people that he connected with, we see a whole mix of things. We see them sitting and having conversations, loads of question asking, they to him and him to them. We see them watching and observing Jesus as he lives out his calling, and then participating themselves in the myriad things that following Jesus entailed. They tried out praying. They participated in the miraculous. They went together on the road, working out what it looked like to live this life together as sisters and brothers. This is still the same invitation to us today, this invitation of discovery and adventure and formation, and of lament and of struggle and of questioning, because it is that too. For students, there is adventure and joy, and there are questions and struggle. For the student who, like Judas, is trying to work out where they belong, who they belong with, who they trust, who and what is worth living and dying for. Or the student who has limiting challenges, whether physical or mental, and exploring what it means that they are made in the image of God. These are the things that we get to pursue and explore with students. Students who won't settle for just a, come to Jesus, he makes everything great and better, because they've seen too much. They've seen the brokenness of this world. Their eyes are open to the horrors of climate change. Their eyes are open to the prevalence of injustice. They cannot just simply accept that Jesus makes everything easy and okay, but they are hungry and thirsty, and they are ready for the message that Jesus does change everything. That message that we know to be true. These are formative years. And one of the key challenges and responsibilities of the church is to walk this adventure together, hand in hand. The habits, skills, worldviews, relationships that students pursue at university don't just mark out these potent years, but impact many decades to follow. And we, the church, have the opportunity to share the wisdom of those who've journeyed this before, and to create space for students to question and learn and grow and lead in this time. They are great challenges and great opportunities found in committing to disciple students, but that's the call, right? We have the space, the context, the pathways to help students pursue and be formed by Jesus Christ. we can contribute to these years not just being potent, but being powerful. If we will commit to making the space, to disciplining ourselves as we call students to do the same, and to engage deeply with what it means for this upcoming generation to seek God and be formed by Him.